let's be real, YouTube is saturated and growing a channel now is harder than ever. In 2015, YouTube had like 1 point, let's zoom in a bit. Yeah. They had like 1.34 billion users. Now they're almost at 2.7, double what they had almost 10 years ago, which is insane. So, but you don't need millions of views or subscribers to sign high-ticket clients on YouTube. There's a new strategy working for small creators and businesses. This is Jay. We've worked together, and he, with less than 500 subs and 100 views per video, he's repeatedly signs 5K retainers. So yeah, basically even with less than 500 subs or 100 views per video, you can easily sign high-ticket clients for your coaching program, consulting service, or digital products. But why listen to me? I'm Kola. For the last 18 months, I've helped CEOs and creators sign high-ticket clients with YouTube, Instagram, and LinkedIn. My scripts have generated over 500,000 views and $40,000 plus in revenue/sales. Yeah, basically, yeah, this is basically more proof, so you know what I'm talking about. And yeah, in this video, I'll break down 4 simple steps anyone can use to sign high-ticket clients on YouTube. Well, the first step is the difference between signing 100 clients and 0 clients. So, and most creators get this wrong without even knowing it. So basically, yeah, this is a girl in a crowd. So you don't know this, and this happened to me, I think a few years ago. So yeah, I saw this girl here, and I was trying to get her attention because I knew her, but I had forgotten her name. So I kept shouting different names, hoping Jessica, Sharon, Eunice, Ruth, Favor. I basically kept shouting different Nigerian girl names because I knew this girl, but I had forgotten her name. So basically, I kept shouting the name, and then eventually I landed on it, Chioma. And then because she was really far away from me and we were in a crowd, it was at one of these things. I don't know if you guys know. If you're not Nigerian, you probably wouldn't know. It's like military service for a year, and then we have this community development seminar we do like once a week, but everyone comes for it, so it's jam-packed. And I was trying to get her attention, and I was way back, and she wasn't that far ahead of me, but the distance was much, and the only way was to get her attention because she kept walking forward and she was walking really fast because we were in this huge crowd and I'm trying to get her attention. And so I shouted different names, but the only time she turned is when I shouted Chioma, which is a Nigerian Igbo name. And then she turned around and she was like, "Oh, Kola." So basically, I tried so many different ways to get this girl's attention, shouting, waving, but it didn't work until I called out her name. So that leads to the first point I'm headed to is step 1, you need to know your target audience. And it's not just basic stuff. Like for example, in my case, the name was enough to get her attention. Yeah? But it's not just the basic stuff like their name or where they stay. You need to know them on a deeper level. So basically the name is not enough. In my case, it was enough because I just wanted to get attention and catch up with her, but I had forgotten her name. But because I did not know, I wasted so much time and energy trying to get her attention. So, and that is what most creators get wrong without even knowing. Because you don't really know your target audience, you just keep wasting your time posting videos, posting this and posting that, but you don't know your target audience. So they just keep skipping your content because they can't identify with it. So the reason why you need to really know your target audience is once your target audience can identify with your videos, identify that this person understands them, it makes every other step in content creation easier. But most people don't understand this. So just like Chioma was in the crowd, I kept shouting different names, trying to get her attention until I finally it clicked and oh, that's Chioma. And then she actually turned and I was like, oh my God. You need to know what your target audience identifies with. So how do we do that? Let me get back to the video. It's not just the basic stuff like their name or where they stay. You need to know them on a deeper level. Here's how to do that using my DASH framework. So how do you know your audience on a deeper level? They call it DASH, D-A-S-H, dreams, alternatives, struggles, and headspace. So for dreams, you need to know what are their goals and their desires. What is that thing they really want to achieve? Is it losing weight? Is it finding a dream partner? Is it making more money? Usually it's one of those three. Yeah, it's one of those three. Or they want a new car, or they want to travel the world. or they want to buy their time back, or they hate their what's their desire, what's that thing that's on their mind that they consistently want? Then what are the alternatives? What have they tried to get that thing? Plus, why are you better? This is really important. A lot of people don't ask themselves, why should your audience even care? Why should they want to work with you? If you can't answer that question, then your audience is not going to work with you. But first, you need to know what they've tried in the past. This is how you even know why you're better. Like, okay, this does X, but we actually do Y, and Y is better because it's going to help you do Z. So you need to know the alternatives. What have they tried? Why are you better? Why should they trust you after being burned by someone else? Next is the struggles. This is so important. You need to know their problems, pain points, and what the day in their life looks like. So many people do not know their target audience's problems and pain points. So you keep creating content for nobody. No one identifies with it. That's why it's not getting views. That's why it's not booking you meetings. That's why no one wants to work with you, because they don't identify with you. You don't understand them. So you need to know their struggles. What problems are they going through? What are their pain points? What keeps them up at night? Like, I hate this thing. I hate this job. Why would she talk to me? Why am I so broke? What does a day in their life look like? How do they spend it? When do they wake up? Are they like a really serious CEO? Do they take fitness really serious? Do they spend their time in the pub trying to like get to know girls, but every time they get rejected? What does it look like? And the final thing is headspace. What's their awareness level and what are their beliefs? Do they know they have a problem? Do they know the solutions that are out there? Or are they completely oblivious? What do they believe in? Do they believe that, it's going to work? Do they believe that it's too hard for them? Do they believe that no one can succeed with online business? Do they think you just need money to just get girls? Do they think, what exactly are the beliefs? So when you truly understand your audience's goals, problems, their pain points, when you're really using this framework, once you really understand your target audience, you become a mind reader. You become this guy. Do you guys know him? I don't know if you guys watch movies. You become Professor X. You can literally read their minds. And being able to read your audience's mind, I'm done now, you can leave, makes this next step super easy. So this is on the left. Yeah, this is the left. We have someone who graduated from Harvard. He has 4 certified degrees in digital marketing. And on the right, you have someone, hey, I can help you book 20+ square meetings a month without burning cash or ads. Who are you most likely to hire? The guy on the right. Why? Because he knows your problem. The other guy is just telling you fun stuff about himself. And this is the way a lot of people approach content. They just want to talk about them. But the most important thing is knowing your audience's problems. So this actually happened to me, and I went for like a job. It was a remote job. I applied for it, and then but instead of like just sending my CV, yeah, what most people do is send their CV and send their portfolio. I took a different approach. I actually went to their website, look at what was wrong with their funnel, and then I made a video, the 20-minute video, explain, okay, making what changes they should make in the funnel and how what is going to lead to. Keep in mind, they had like hundreds of applicants, but they picked me. And when I told my friend I got picked, he was so shocked because he also applied and they didn't pick him. But the major difference was I wasn't the guy on the left, I was the guy on the right. I actually knew what the problem was and showed them that I could actually provide a solution. I wasn't telling them everything I had achieved, because they don't care about me, they care about themselves. Human beings are selfish. The company only cared about themselves. And that's how I got that job. Granted, I didn't stay there for long because the time zone made it really difficult because they were in like Asia, Japan. The time zone made it pretty difficult for me because they were almost a day ahead. So I had to like tell them, I don't think I can continue doing this. Yeah, it was a mutual understanding. But basically, the reason I got that job ahead of almost hundreds of other people that applied is because I decided to actually look at what they needed they needed a copywriter / funnel specialist that would help them generate more revenue from email marketing and the new ad campaign they wanted to run for their new they used to sell this industrial products. That's what they sold. So they needed someone to run the ads, basically run the ads, build the funnel, and I applied for it. But I didn't do it the normal way. This time I decided not to do it the normal way. I decided to actually look at the website, look at what does the founder do, what's the story. I actually did a lot of research, and that's what made me stand out. So the point of this is, the point I'm trying to make is, don't be the guy on the right. Don't be the Harvard graduate with 4 different degrees in digital marketing. Be the guy that does the research, and you know your your target audience. You know their problems. You know they want to book meetings. You know they're tired of spending money on ads. So you know that, you know, okay, I can actually help you book 20 plus qualified meetings a month without burning cash on ads. Once you know that, you gain their attention because, oh, that's a problem. And that's why this step 2 is create problem-based content. This is where the Dash framework becomes super important. Remember step 1, using the Dash framework here? This is where it becomes super important. Because all you have to do is create content based on the problems you know your audience is facing. I did submit my CV. I literally sent them a video based on what I saw was wrong with their funnel. And that's how I got the job. So basically, here's how you can create problem-based content. Step 1, make a list of all the problems you know your target audience is facing. So I'm going to use a dating coach, for example. So let's say if you're a dating coach for men, maybe how to talk to women, how to be more confident, how to start a conversation with a woman, how to attract hot girls, texting mistakes to avoid, how to become an alpha male, how to seduce a woman, how to kiss a woman, how to find good women, best dating apps for men. Basically, just every problem you could think of, yeah? Then step 2, search all these problems on YouTube. So I picked how to talk to women, and these were the results that came out. So how to make your conversations with girls interesting, what to say to a girl on the phone, master the art of basically, I found a lot of videos, and then step 3 is you make a list of all the channels you find. So now you just make a list of all the channels, because all these creators, they are probably, sorry, I zoomed in too much. All these creators are probably also in the dating niche. They are also dating coaches, or they help men find partners, romantic partners. So if you're a dating coach, this is a gold mine of ideas. Then step 4 is look out for their best video, make a list of 50 to 100 videos, including the titles, views, topic, and thumbnails. Now, for this particular example, I didn't actually do that, but what I did is I just took a screenshot of of the content planner for one of my clients. He's a Christian mindset coach. So basically, this is Christian mindset, a mindset / self-improvement coach. Basically, this is the best videos from people in his niche. That's Kenny Bender, Tyson Dewey, I've forgotten the Six Figure Expert. Basically, these are all videos that performed really well on their channel, and we just took note of what's the niche, what's the title, what's the thumbnail, what's the link, when are we going to basically remake it, what's the class called, how can we remix the ideas into our own ideas. So basically, you just look out for their best videos, and then you make a list of 50 to 100 videos. You include the title, the views, the topic, the thumbnails. Really try to understand why this video was successful. And you step 5, now go through the comments of those videos. What does the audience like about the video? What do they dislike? What are they concerned about? What questions are the audience asking? Because once you see that's basically, you just note everything down. Create another column and note everything down. Oh, the audience wants shorter videos. Oh, the audience wants to know, okay, how to talk to women above 40. Oh, okay, how to talk to women above 50. I don't know if you like that kind of thing. I'm not judging, but basically, you learn so much about what the audience is still hungry for. So you basically have gold mine of ideas that your audience actually wants to watch, because those are the questions they are asking. So most people don't do this. They just come up with an idea and make the video, and then it flops, and then they say YouTube is horrible. But no, you just don't understand, bro. You don't understand the game. Once you understand the game, you understand how to play, it becomes so interesting. So once you do this, you will have a gold mine of ideas that will get you views and clients. So you never have to worry about what to post next, or worse, posting videos that don't convert. Basically, you have ideas that are worth more than gold, because they can literally be the difference between you signing 10 new clients in a week and still staying broke. So yeah, once you have your list, the next step will either make or break your channel. So I'll tell you guys a short story again. One day I went into the kitchen, and yeah, I wanted to make noodles, but instead of like making it the normal way, I decided to experiment with different stuff. So I had carrots, onions, I had chicken, I had some pepper, some eggs, I had so much more than what's in this image right now. But I wanted to make noodles. That's a long story short. I wanted to make noodles. And in the process of me wanting to make noodles, I messed up. I mixed up so many different things that I had no idea what I was cooking. At the end of the day, it's supposed to have this like yellowish color, but it ended up looking pinkish. And I said, nope, I am not eating that. But unfortunately, my brother saw it and actually did eat it. and he developed a stomach ache, and he couldn't go to school the next day, and that made my mom really mad at me. This happened while I was still in high school. So, and the and the reason I'm telling this story is, the main point of this story is, I didn't follow a structure. So I just went into the kitchen and started mixing stuff up. And then, granted, I did cook a meal, but it wasn't edible. It made my brother sick. He couldn't go to school the next day. So I made the meal, but it was useless. I wasted time and energy. So that is what a lot of people do with their YouTube scripts. There's no structure. We just go in there and you mix different things up without knowing what you actually want to do, what you actually want to say, how to say it in a way your audience will actually resonate with you. So now imagine following a recipe by a 3-star Michelin chef like Gordon Ramsay. So instead of actually just trying to cook like what I did, go and cook with random ingredients, you actually follow a recipe. You sit down like, okay, I do this, I do this, I do this, I do this, I do this. What's the probability that you'll make a really good meal? It's pretty high because you're following the structure. So that's the essence of this next step. In step 3, you need to write a 5-star YouTube script. But it is difficult to write a YouTube script without the right structure. So what is the structure of a YouTube script that's going to get you views and sales? Not just views, we want sales. We're in this business to make money. So how do we get views and sales? Now, there are thousands of how to write a killer YouTube script videos on YouTube. Most of them are just overcomplicated. Basically, they just overcomplicate the process. It's not that difficult. This is the easiest way to write a killer YouTube script. I call it the POP framework. You have to pull attention, offer value, and you push action. Where do you pull attention? In the title, the thumbnail, and intro of the video. Where do you offer value? In the body of the video. Where do you push action? At the end of the video. Very simple. How do you pull attention? Basically, your intro needs a hook. It needs a contrarian take. Oh, why is this different from everything they know? Or what's your claim? What's the proof for the claim? What are they going to get? What's the promise you're going to give them? What's the plan? Why should they stick around? Okay, this is what you're going to promise. Why should they stick around? Then what's the open loop? How do you now tell them? Basically, the open loop, what the open loop does is to maintain curiosity. So example, if I say, I'm going to show you how to make $10,000 in one day. I have 4 steps that have helped me do it. And this first step is the most important. Or without this first step, nobody can make $1,000, $10,000 in a day. So I've opened the loop. You want to know what that first step is. So basically, the open loop is how you maintain the curiosity. Because after you've told them, okay, yeah, I can help you make $10,000 in a day. That's a promise. This is the plan. I have 4 steps. I have 5 steps. I have 9 tips. And you open the loop. The whole idea is you have to pull their attention and keep them. Because the most important part of the video is the intro. So yeah, that's how to pull attention. Then how do you offer value? The why, what, how framework. So basically the why is the story that explains why that thing is important. The what is basically what the thing is, and the how is step by step how you do it. So I'll show you example how I did it in this video. So in this video, for example, I'll go back in this, after I'll use this. My why was the story of how I messed up in the kitchen. Just cooking randomly, and I made a meal that almost, killed is an exaggeration, but it made him really sick because he ate my killer noodle. Yeah, don't don't make noodles with anything you see. It's not end well. So I told the story of how I got my brother really sick because I just went into the kitchen and cooked based on everything I just saw instead of following a recipe, instead of following the structure, instead of following the script. That's the why. So it makes you understand why structure is important. And then the how, the what is step 3, right? A 5-star YouTube script, how to write one. Then the how is actually what I'm explaining right now. How do you pull attention? How to offer value? And then the payoff is basically the benefit. After you explain them the steps they should take, you have to reiterate what they're going to get when they follow those steps. Because that's the most important thing. You need to reiterate, okay, once you do this, this is what you're going to get. So it reinforces their decision to keep watching that, okay, at the end of this step, this is what I'm going to get from this video, from this step or whatever you're explaining. And the next is you have to open the loop again to keep them interested in whatever you're going to say next. So finally, how do you push action? For example, this is an open loop. Now I've explained how to offer value. I said, finally, how do you push action? Okay, yes, that's the final step. How do you do it? So you push action by, you remind them of the goal or the pain point, show them they still have a gap to fill, then you leave a call to action to check out your next video, a lead magnet, your product, your service, or your website or landing page. So now, when you master this framework, your viewers become addicted to your videos and will keep coming back for more. If you've been paying attention, this is my payoff. So I've basically told you, if you pay attention to this framework, you will become addicted. Your viewers will become addicted. Most people want their viewers to keep watching their videos, and they'll keep coming back for your videos. So basically, they become this guy. You got any more of them videos? Basically, they're addicted. But even a 5-star script will matter if you can't turn viewers into clients. This is the part 80% of creators miss. So now, if you just look at my script, basically, that is my open loop. Now, I've rehooked you into the next step, which is this. So I hope it's you see, like, there's a simple structure for these videos. It's pretty simple. You need to pull attention, you need to offer value, you need to push action. Pulling attention is pretty simple. You need a hook, you need a contrarian take or your claims, you need proof why should they trust you or credibility. The promise you're gonna make, the plan, then you open the loop to make them, to transition them into what the value you actually have to offer is. Then for your value section, you need to have a story, a relatable story or something they can understand, or an analogy, what the lesson is, how they can apply that lesson, the benefit of that lesson, and then once again you rehook them into what the next lesson you want to tell is. And finally, at the end of the video, you need to push action. So you remind them of the goal. For example, if you're trying to, if you're a dating coach, I'm sorry, I keep using that example. So basically, you remind them, so then these 4 steps are going to help you get any girl. But if you don't know how to dress, or if you don't know how to talk, you still won't have any, your DMs will still look as dry as the Sahara Desert, something like that. And then tell them, this video will show you how to text girls. Simple. And now you've pushed them to want to check out your next video on how to text girls. So yeah, and that is how they become addicted to your videos. So now I'm going to jump into the next step, because even with a script like this, you can't turn viewers into clients if you don't understand this final step. So one day, a friend and I, we went to a new restaurant. And so it was a new restaurant on the block, and we were excited because we saw the ad and we said, okay, let's check it out. So we went there. But the problem is, this restaurant did not have any service. Basically, we ended up spending almost an hour and no one came to attend to us. So what happened? We ended up going to another restaurant. So now we got to this restaurant, they treated us so nice. Immediately we walked in, they gave us complimentary sweets. And then the waiter said he was already engaging in a conversation with us before even bringing the menu. So we already built rapport with him. So by the time he brought the menu, we were really ready to spend money. So the budget we planned on eating that day was about 20,000 naira, 25, but we ended up spending like 60K. Yeah, which is like from spending from $10 to spending like $35. Still a lot of money, but it was above our budget. But we didn't mind spending it because it was such a good time. So now what's the difference between these two restaurants? One did not have a conversion system and the other did. So that's the first step. You need a conversion system. The first restaurant understood that you need to have someone that's going to attend to these people, because literally for almost an hour, no one was attending to us. So that's what a lot of people do. They post videos hoping, oh, the video will automatically get people interested. But no, you need a conversion system. You need a way to build this one-on-one relationship with your audience. After they come in, how can you build this one-on-one relationship with them that's going to make them become prospects or clients in the future? So now let's look at the different types of conversion systems you can build. So basically, these are the 6 major ones right now that are working really well. That's Instagram DMs, LinkedIn DMs, Telegram groups, WhatsApp groups, email lists, or school communities. So basically, you have to combine this with your channel. It's not enough to post content. You need a conversion system. You need a one-on-one method of communicating with your audience to provide them more value, to build relationship with them, to make sure you are the number one choice in their mind. Immediately they think of that problem they have, you are the first person that comes to mind. This is how you basically turn YouTube into a client getting machine. So with a conversion system in place, your viewers don't just watch your videos, they turn into paying clients. These 4 steps will stop you from posting videos that don't convert and finally help you start signing clients straight from YouTube. But the truth is, applying these steps take serious time and energy. And without the right skill, you waste both. Like, for example, this is Ronaldo, yeah, the second best football player in the world after Messi. And this is LeBron, the best basketballer in the world. But if they both show you how to shoot or kick a ball, it doesn't make you a pro. So now, I've shown you these 4 steps, but it doesn't mean if you apply them right now, business is going to change. So if you've got more money than time and you'd rather have a pro on your team handle all this for you, if you rather have, basically, if you rather have me, I'm gonna say that it is. If you'd rather have me just build out a conversion system for you, help you write 5-star YouTube scripts, basically help you do the research for problem-based content ideas, help you really have a greater understanding of your target audience using the Dash framework. If you'd rather have someone do all this for you, yeah, so you can avoid wasting time and energy while getting results faster and better, then you can book a call with me using the link below. Click the first link in the description or just DM me the word YouTube on Instagram. That's it for today. I hope you found this very valuable. I enjoyed doing this. So peace. Have a great day.